I don't usually do this, but today I want to talk about video games specifically, and on the docket is Call of Duty World War II. Now, you'd be forgiven if you don't really keep up on gaming news a whole lot. I know I don't pay too much attention to video gaming news, at least. I pay a lot more attention to the hardware side of things, specifically in the PC realm. But for those of you that don't know, I want to run over some of the specifics of Call of Duty World War II, which, yes, does mean Call of Duty is going back to World War II. The game will launch on PC, PS4, and on Xbox One all on November 3rd. However, there is a private beta that will be available first to PS4 owners, and that private beta will only be open to those people that have already pre-ordered the game. Now, I usually don't have a problem with betas, but this beta I actually do have a little bit of an issue with. That is that the private beta, where Activision is only letting those people that pre-ordered the game actually play the beta, seems a little bit shady in that they could be delivering an awful experience to those people, and it's fully possible that the game is not well flushed out and ready for sort of the prime time, but the people playing the beta are already going to be locked into actually having the game, being that they've already spent their money on it.
That's a bad Activision.
One of the great things about a public beta is that you can play the game and get at least a little bit of a feel for how the finished product is going to be, which will then help you make a more informed decision as a consumer. It's sort of a pro-consumer move to have a public beta available without having to require things like pre-orders or anything like that. I also can't help but feel like this Call of Duty game is a bit of a reaction to Battlefield 1, which seems to have been very commercially successful in returning to World War I as the setting instead of a modern-esque warfare type game. Lastly, and a bit disappointingly to me at least, I'm not really seeing a whole lot, at least from the trailer, which by the way looks great, I'm not really seeing a whole lot in the way of innovation by Activision in this franchise, which maybe you really shouldn't be looking for innovation from a series game like this. And by that, I mean we basically have all of the staples of a first-person shooter game. We have a single-player campaign, which probably, at least I would hope, has a decent storyline with some decent voice acting, and at least can immerse you in the World War II setting, especially in the European theater, and that being a very exciting time period. Hopefully that does a good job putting you in that time period. And then we have the multiplayer aspect, which I'm sure will have several different modes and allow you to play in a multitude of different scenarios. But I highly doubt we're going to see much more than that, and those are things that we've come to expect. Now, I'm not saying that any of that is a bad thing. I'm just saying if you are going into the new Call of Duty World War II game later this year, then don't be expecting a whole lot of innovation and expecting to have your mind blown with the direction they went. I feel like this is a very predictable game, at least as it stands right now. I feel like we already know what we're getting with it, which has its pros and its cons. So this is where I want to hear from you guys. What do you think about the new Call of Duty World War II trailer and sort of the news announcements that go along with it? Let me know in the comments down below whether you're going to be hopping all over this game or if you're just going to say, meh, pass. And as always, guys, if you like this content, like it, share it, subscribe to it, all those things down below, they help out a lot. You can follow me on Instagram and on Twitter at Hoosier Hardware. They are the same tag for your convenience. And of course, we'll let YouTube queue up a couple more videos from my channel for you to watch. I'm Shane with Hoosier Hardware, and I'll see you guys in the next video.